Do you freeze on a client call because your brain is busy turning words into English? Welcome back to Career English Podcast. I'm James, and that's Alex. Today, 5 English words to stop translating in your head and start to think in English. By the end, you'll know the one habit that makes you sound fast and calm.
Okay, here is my real problem, James. Yesterday, I was on a video call with a client from Germany. He asked a simple question, but I stopped to translate it in my head, and then I went so slow that he asked, "Are you still there?" It was embarrassing.
That happens to so many freelancers. When you translate every word, your brain does double work, so you become slow. The good news is you can train yourself to think in English with a little daily practice. It's not magic, it's just a habit.
But wait, let me push back on that. If I don't translate, how do I even understand the client? My first language feels safe. Isn't translating just normal for a beginner like me?
It is normal at the start, and I did it too. But translating is like a bridge you use only for a short time. The goal is to think straight in English, use simple words, and stop the slow middle step. We practice small, and it gets faster.
Okay, I like the bridge idea. So the plan is translate less, think more, keep it simple, and practice every day so I'm not slow on calls. That actually sounds doable, not scary.
Let's walk through the words. First word is translate. To translate means to change words from one language to another language. On a client call, you don't have time to translate every sentence. When you translate too much, you lose the flow of the talk.
Right, and here's my honest confession. I even translate my own answers before I speak them. I build the sentence in my first language, then I translate it, and by then the client has moved on. That's my #1 time waster.
Good example. Second word is think. To think means to use your mind to make ideas or words. We want you to think in English directly. When you think in English, you skip the translate step and your answers come out much faster.
But how do I think in English when my dreams are still in Portuguese? That feels like a big jump. Give me something small I can actually do tomorrow morning.
Start tiny. Name things around you in English while you drink your coffee. Cup, table, laptop. That's you starting to think in English with no pressure. Do it every day and it becomes normal. Small practice, big change over time.
Okay, that leads to word 3, practice. To practice means to do something many times so you get better. I thought practice only meant sitting with a grammar book, but naming my coffee cup counts too?
Yes, that counts. Practice does not need a book or a class. Talking to yourself in the shower is practice. Writing a short Upwork message in English is practice. The more small practice you do, the less you translate.
I like that. Word 4 is slow. Slow means not fast, taking a long time. So when I translate too much, I sound slow, and clients feel like I don't understand them. Nobody wants a slow freelancer on a paid call.
That's the pain point exactly. Being slow is not about your English level. It's about the extra translate step in your head. Remove that step, and even simple English sounds quick and confident. Clients trust quick and calm.
And the last word is simple, right? Simple means easy, not hard. So instead of a big fancy sentence, I just use simple words that I already know.
Exactly the point. Word 5 is simple. When you feel stuck, drop to simple words. Don't say a long, perfect sentence in your head. Say a short, simple one out loud. Simple English that comes fast beats perfect English that comes slow.
Okay, but I have to challenge you again. Sometimes clients use big words, and my simple answers feel too small, like I'm not smart enough. How do I keep it simple without sounding like a child?
Fair worry, but simple is not childish. Native speakers use simple words all day at work. "I'll send it today" is simple and strong. When you keep it simple, you think faster, you translate less, and you never sound slow.
All right, let me try one out loud so people can copy me. I'll say it first, and then you say it after me in your own voice. Here it is. I want to think in English, not translate every word.
Nice and clear. Now here is why that sentence works so well for practice. It has simple words, and it says your goal out loud. When you say your goal, your brain starts to think in English. Say it every morning and watch the slow feeling go away.
Let me set a new scene, James. I'm writing an Upwork proposal at night. Before, I would write it in my first language, then translate the whole thing, and it took me 1 slow hour. Painful, honestly.
1 hour is far too long for a proposal. So what did you do differently this time? Tell me the new steps you used to stop that slow habit.
This time, I tried to think in English from the first line. I used simple words like, I can help you with your website. I didn't translate every sentence, and I finished in 15 minutes. That felt amazing.
That's real progress. And notice, you didn't need perfect grammar. You used simple English, you cut the translate step, and you stopped being slow. A daily bit of practice made your proposal feel natural. The client sees confidence, not fear.
But here's a small mistake I still make. On the call, I said, I am thinking it in Portuguese first. Is that wrong? It felt a little strange when it came out of my mouth.
Small fix. We don't say, think it in Portuguese. We say, I think in Portuguese first, then I translate. So the pattern is, think in a language, not think it. With more practice, that simple pattern will feel easy.
Got it. Think in a language, not think it. I'll practice that 10 times tonight so it sticks.
Let me tie it all together with a real freelance moment. You join a client call. You think in English. You don't translate every word, so you're not slow. You keep your answers simple, and each day of practice makes it easier. That is how you sound calm and quick, even at A1 level.
Let me do one last try it moment for everyone listening. Say this with me after I say it. I practice every day, so I think in English and translate less. 2 simple sentences, and they hold today's whole plan.
Beautiful summary. Subscribe if you want more English for your freelance career, because next episode we go deeper on this exact skill, how to answer a client's question fast without freezing. It pairs perfectly with today's think and translate practice.
So remember, friends, translate less, think in English, keep it simple, add a little daily practice, and you won't feel slow on calls anymore. Start tomorrow with your coffee cup.
Try this in your next email. Come back next episode and tell us how it went.